is Vertical Life.
Belong, then believe.
Faith and family.
Make disciples.
Welcome to Vertical Life.
You alone can hold this heart and all my hope. You're the author and the architect of flesh and bone, my future and my past, this life and all my plans. I'm surrendered on the altar. Light the flame again. Whatever your plan is, you will make a way for it. Whatever your will is, come and do it here. Whatever your plan is, you will make a way for it. Whatever your will is, come and do it here. I trust that darkness starts to tremble at the light that you bring. And when you walk into the room, and every heart starts burning, and nothing matters more than just to sit here at your feet and worship you. We worship you. And we love you. And we'll never stop. We can't live without you, Jesus. And we love you. And we can't get enough. All this is for you, Jesus. Oh. And when you walk into the room, sickness starts to vanish. Every hopeless situation, it ceases to exist. And when you walk into the room, the dead begin to rise, 'cause there is resurrection life in all you do. And we love you, and we'll never stop. We can't live without you, Jesus. And we love you, and we can't get enough. All this is for you, Jesus. And we love you, and we'll never stop. We can't live without you, Jesus. And we love you, and we can't get enough. All this is for you, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. So come and consume, God, all we are. We give you permission, our hearts are yours. We want you. We want you to come and consume, God, all we are. We give you permission, our hearts are yours. We want you. We want you to come and consume, God, all we are. We give you permission, our hearts are yours. We want you. We want you to come and consume, God, all we are. We give you permission, our hearts are yours. We want you. And we love you, and we'll never stop. We can't live without you, Jesus. And we love you, and we can't get enough. All this is for you, Jesus. And we love you, and we'll never stop. We can't live without you, Jesus. And we love you, and we can't get enough. All this is for you, Jesus. Jesus.
In John chapter 2, Jesus found himself at a wedding. And at this wedding, they had a problem. They ran out of wine at their wedding. And so Jesus was going to fix the problem. And that's when he turns water into wine. You've probably heard of that story before. But here's the part that you probably didn't pay attention to because I missed it. I know I'm not the only one. But when Jesus was getting ready to turn water into wine, or let me change up that, turn that problem into a miracle, what he did was he had servants bring him huge containers full of water. He had somewhere between 80 and 150 gallons of water. So he had the servants bring him the water so that he could turn that problem into a miracle. You know, I just think that someone here needs to take their problem to God because you've been so obsessed with thinking this is as good as it gets, but let me tell you, God is ready to turn that problem into a miracle. I don't know if it's in your house, if it's in your mind, if it's in your body, or if it's in your school, but I think that someone needs to deal with something tonight and that you need to take it to God like the servants did. So we're going to go back into that song, but I want everyone to close your eyes and think about that one thing that you need to take to Jesus. It could be big or small. Nothing's too small and nothing's too big for God. If it matters to you, it matters to God. All right, so think about that one thing, all right? Now put your hands out in front of you and let's give that problem to God right now.
And we love you.
We give it to you, God.
And we'll never stop. We can't live without you, Jesus. And we love you.
Let's give it to him tonight.
And we can't get
Give him your problem so that he can turn it into a miracle. Because my God transforms. My God heals. My God does exceedingly more than what you could ever ask or think. Let's give him our worship. Let's give him our attention. Let's give him our problem. Come on, Bethel students. Somebody help me worship God tonight.
We love you. And we can't get enough. No, this is for you, Jesus.
So who's ever been caught off guard before? Have you ever been in a situation where it just did not pan out the way that you expected? Anyone? Am I the only one? I mean, have y'all lived in 2020? Come on. In fact, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about unexpected situations. You know, I want to give a couple of examples. Can my sound guys give me a little bit of help tonight? Maybe you're on your phone scrolling through TikTok, and then 2 hours later, your phone just dies because you've watched 5,000 dances on TikTok, right? And now your phone is dead because you forgot to charge it, right? Your phone died, you didn't expect it. Or maybe something, you know, does anyone remember what going to school sounds like? Or have we forgotten? Can our sound guys help us out with that? Oh no, it's disgusting. You know, maybe it just didn't go the way you expected. You're changing your classroom. You got to go to the next class. You're grabbing all your books, your tissue box, your mic, whatever you got to have. You're trying to get upstairs and then you fall going upstairs. Has anyone done that or is that just me? Hey, let's give it up for our sound guys in the back. You know, I was in junior high, and something you have to know about me in junior high. I was short and huge, and not in like the I work out way, in the bad way. And I was carrying all of my books in my backpack, and then I had a cute girl's books in my arms. But she was so out of my league, and I was so, yes. But I thought I could win her over, by carrying the books because your boy didn't have any game, y'all. I needed some help. And so I was going upstairs and I was like, I've got this. I'm helping this cute girl out. And then boom, I fall going upstairs. Books fly everywhere. And I was the kid on the football team that all the seniors picked on. Yeah, that was me. And so I just so happened to pass by those seniors, by the way. It didn't end well for your boy. I'm sorry. Maybe you're in a situation where something just didn't go as you expected. My wife and I, we just celebrated our 4-year anniversary last week. Woo! Come on. If you can't tell, I'm the sentimental one in the relationship. 4 years ago on August the 13th, 2016, I said I do to my beautiful wife. But our wedding didn't go as we expected, right? We had a honeymoon paid for. We were going to New Orleans because we are from Louisiana, so that's what you do. So we were going to New Orleans for our honeymoon, and it was going to be like a 5-hour drive down south. And, we just so happened to plan our wedding on the biggest flood in our state, apparently, and half of our state was flooded. All your major highways were flooded. We could not get to New Orleans, okay? In fact, we didn't have a long honeymoon. It was only like a day and a half, maybe. It would take us a day and a half to just get there, just to turn around and get back because you had to go through Alabama. It was stupid. So it didn't go as expected. Look at your neighbor and say, not expected, y'all. I heard someone with the y'all. That's awesome. But something did happen. You see, a friend of ours, saw our problem. Everyone say problem. They saw our problem and they brought a solution. A friend of ours bought us a new honeymoon. But they didn't tell us the location until we got in the car ready to go. So bags were packed, we were ready, we were ready for our vacation time, the whole day and a half it was. And we get in the car, we look on the piece of paper that they left us, and we found out our location, and we realized, y'all, we've got some good friends. Because we expected to have a honeymoon in one place, but then unexpectedly, a disaster happens. A friend saw the problem and then gave us a solution. There is someone else in the Bible that had something unexpected happen to them at their wedding. I talked about it earlier, actually. Jesus, his disciples, and his mom went to a wedding party. I just want to let you know, it's not the coolest thing in the world to take your mom to a party, especially with all your friends like Jesus had with his disciples. But your boy Jesus did it anyway. And they go to this wedding, this party, and it takes like a week long in his society. They go to a place called Cana, and while they were there, the bride and groom, they ran out of wine. Now you might be thinking, that's not that big of a deal, okay? You cannot drink the wine. That's cool. Okay, drink some water. It's better for you. Drink the water, whatever. But you see, Jesus' mom, she looked at Jesus with a look that every mom has when she wants you to do something that you really don't want to do. Has anyone had that look from your mom before? Or is it just my mom that's kind of crazy? I'm sorry, and who has that look? You see, Jesus' mom noticed that they were out of wine. And then in John chapter 2, verse 3, we're going to put the scriptures on the screen. The wine supply ran out during the festivities. So Jesus' mother told him, they have no more wine, and left it at that. So Jesus, he's just hanging out with his friends at this party, living it up, doing the thing. And then Jesus' mom ruins the vibe and says, Jesus, they're out of wine. I know you're like God and whatnot. So why don't you fix this problem for us? And that's when Jesus says this in John chapter 2, verse 4. I do not recommend what Jesus is saying here. Woman. Everyone say woman. That's not our problem. You can tell that Jesus obviously had not been raised by a Southern mom. You see, if I had looked at my mom and called her woman, you'd have to find another youth pastor because my mom even now would kill me if I said that to her. But Jesus, even though Jesus didn't plan to meet the problem with a solution, he did anyway. Jesus does something. He has the servants bring all the containers out. We know this. And then, spoiler alert, he turns the water into wine. But why? That's the question I want to ask tonight. Why? Everyone ask why. You know, in the grand scheme of miracles, Jesus brings people back from the dead. Jesus heals people of sicknesses. But now he isn't turning water into wine. Why is this so important? Why does Jesus choose to fix this problem? Does this mean, I don't want to go there yet. I want you to hear this tonight. Your problem, it might just be preparing you for your miracle. You see, in order for Jesus to turn water into wine, they first had to run out of the wine. In order for someone to be healed of a sickness, they have to be sick. In order for someone to be brought back to life, somebody has to die. Right? So does that mean that God causes bad things to happen just so he can do cool stuff? No, that's not it at all. In fact, that's not even in God's nature. I want you to hear this tonight. No, your problem is preparing you for your miracle. God does not cause the problem, but my God is great at turning things that are terrible into a miracle. Somebody help me out tonight. God doesn't make the problem, but he spins it and flips it for your good. But that's great and all. But what does this have anything to do with turning water into wine? I'm pretty sure that whatever I'm experiencing at home is more important than someone not having enough wine at their wedding party. I'm pretty sure that me being bullied at school is more important than someone running out of their favorite drink. I'm pretty sure that whatever I'm going through should have God's attention, right? We feel that way about what we're going through. It's the problems in our life that catch our attention. But I want to let you in on a little secret. You may think that because running out of wine is nothing. But here's what you don't know. In that society that they live in, running out of wine, it meant that the whole family was going to be embarrassed in front of the entire society. And that's okay, right? You can live with a little embarrassment. But what you don't know is that every day they would be ridiculed because they didn't have enough money to pay for the wine, or they were too lazy and didn't plan ahead to have enough wine. Either way, they would be looked at in their community basically as trash. And so Jesus, when he turns water into wine, he did it for the same reason why he brings people back to life from death. He does it for the same reason why he died for your sins and forgives you and gives you a second, third, fourth, fifth chance at whatever you're going through. He turned water into wine for the same reason that he moves in your life now. It's because God cares about you. God cares about the bride and groom's reputation. God cares about your broken home. God cares about what happens at school. And God even cares about how you feel and what you think. God cares about you. If it hurts you, then it hurts God. Could we have the worship team back up here, please? Now, I want everyone to just stop and think about your situation. In fact, everyone just close your eyes, get real serious and think about it. Think about whatever situation you're in right now, whether it's good, bad, perfect, or messy. God cares about you, and God cares about the thing that you're thinking about right now. If it hurts you, then it hurts him. If it embarrasses you, then guess what? He is hurt too. If it brings you joy and it's not something bad, guess what? God loves it too. Why? Because God cares about you. I want everyone to look at me now. Whatever you're going through, or maybe you're not going through anything. I had someone in our Bible class on Sunday morning say, I don't have anything going on. I'm too young. Well, then let me tell you this. If you don't have anything going on right now, then listen to this and remember it, because life is not perfect. Life can be hard sometimes, right? I want you to remember this though. Whatever's going on in your life, God cares about that problem, and he wants to flip it for your good. Could everyone stand and come to the front, please? Earlier, we talked about preparing your problem for the miracle. Earlier, we talked about bringing your problem, right? We all thought about it. We all put it in our hand and we worshiped God and gave it to him earlier. We want to give God our problem. The servants brought Jesus the water and Jesus brought the miracle. I would encourage you, keep bringing it to God, and I guarantee you won't walk away disappointed. It may not happen that second that you bring it to him, but I promise you, if you keep coming back to God, if you follow him close enough, and if you keep following him long enough, you will see a miracle. It may not happen now, tomorrow, or a year from now. It may not even happen 10 years from now. But guess what? God will never leave you. He will never forsake you. He loves you, and he has a miracle waiting for you. Somebody help me out. Prepare your problem for the miracle. But I don't want us to be so focused on the single problem in our life that we completely forget about the people beside us. Look around the room at everyone in this room right now. God put you here for a reason. And a part of that reason could be because someone's praying and you may be the answer to somebody's prayer. You could be that student in your school that somebody's been praying for. You could be that person that someone who's being abused at home has been praying, God, send me someone to bring me hope. You could bring hope to somebody. God can use you to bring life to somebody. God can use you to bring joy to somebody. You are an answer to somebody's prayer. Jesus' mom brought the problem to Jesus. She saw the problem. She wasn't so focused on herself that she didn't see the other problem. She not only saw the problem, but listen to this. And could our adult leaders line up in the back of the room and get ready for prayer? Jesus' mom, Mary, she didn't just see the problem. but she saw how great the potential was for God to do something big. So I want you to think about whatever problems in your life. If it's huge, then that's even greater potential for God to do something